Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and in today's video we're going to take our web API as a Docker image and deploy it to the Azure Container Registry in using a DevOps pipeline. This will be part of the second part of the video where I will show you how to build an image, a Docker image, and then push this to the cloud. And then the second part of the video we will show you how to configure and start up that instance, and then I'll show you how the instance is running on the Azure portal. Let's jump into this. One thing that you need to make a change to part of this deployment to a Docker registry is the image that we are going to use for Windows. Now in the previous version there was 3.1 nano server 1903 I think. I changed this to, so if you go to your Docker file inside your solution, just change it to latest. That will select the latest Docker image that's available for this core SDK that we are using. I had some issues while I made my sample with this, that the versions didn't match up. So the first thing you need to do before you go ahead, go into your code and change this to latest. Okay, those two, the one ASP.NET to latest and the SDK to latest. And what you can do to get that uploaded is just ensure, let's just go back to our pipeline. So you just need to make sure that you commit and publish your code to Azure repos. Go to your repos and click on Dockerfile and make sure that this is latest. If you don't change this, then it won't work for you. You'll get an error as soon as you build your Docker image. This is my cloud platform. It's totally empty, so there is absolutely nothing in here. We want to achieve a deployment to container. So in this video I'm going to show you the Azure let's just call container services or container registry, and we need to create a new container registry. Give it a name. I'm going to give it DevOps. Let's keep it simple. Keep it lowercase. DevOps Container Registry. It's already in use. Let's just call it demo. On my pay-as-you-go resource group, you need to have a resource group. As I said in my previous video, I'm going to use Northern Europe, and I'm going to enable admin user. When I do this, and also select basic, not standard, because otherwise you're going to start paying for it. You want to just keep it free. Admin user, enable the admin user, because you're going to need the admin user and password that will generate automatically for you to publish the Docker image to the Azure cloud from your Azure DevOps portal. Click create, and that will create your container registry for you. So it's busy here, so when it's done, you go to your resources, and then you go to your access keys. Now the time that I am deploying this, my access keys won't be available anymore when I have this video available. Your access keys is your registry name, your login server. You need to just copy and paste this into a notepad or somewhere. Your username, so I'm going to copy and paste this over now, and then I'll start the video again. But just copy and paste all of this, your registry name, your login server, your username, and just the first password. You don't need the second password. Okay, now go back to the Azure DevOps portal. Okay, back in Azure DevOps, you go to pipelines, and this ensure in my previous video you have a build process, and just want to quickly show you inside there. Keep this as it is, restore, build, test, publish. And then we'll go to the release pipeline and go and create a release pipeline for publishing our Docker image to Azure Container Registry. Go to releases and click on new pipeline. I'm going to select empty job. You can call it what you want. I'm just going to say publish container. You need to select an artifact. So you can call this whatever you want and then go to add an artifact. Now, because we want to build a Docker image, we don't want to build it from a DLL that's already been built by the build process. We want to build it from the source code and use the Docker file to build that image. That Docker file that you just made a change in your source code. So you select the branch that you've got. It will select the latest version there and you click add. What you can do is when the release is triggered, you can have this continuous deployment trigger and select this, then enable it, the continuous deployment trigger, and then go to your job task here. You want to add a new task. So first click on your agent job. Just ensure that you've got the latest version. I'm using Windows 2019. And then you want to add a new task. Click on the plus. And then we select, where's Docker? Just click on build, it's easier. And we click on Docker. And then this will build and push. Okay, let me show you how to add your container registry now to this. Click new. So if you had Docker Hub, you can use Docker Hub. I'm going to use Azure Container Registry. Okay, so when you've selected this, your username and password of your email address needs to be filled in, and then you can see your registry. DevOps Container Demo, and you can call this whatever you want. I'm going to call it DevOps Service Connection or Service Demo, whatever, doesn't matter. So grant that access to this pipeline. And you can call this container repository. So what this is actually just a temporary space where the container will be, the image will be uploaded. So you can call this anything. Let's call this our weather container API. And just remember this name, okay, because you're going to use this as well. So the first thing is we're going to build and push this to the cloud. The next step, so I'm going to show you this now. The next step after this, then we will configure to kick off from the pipeline to kick off the instance of the container automatically. So let's just do this first. Save. And then you can just, from here, just create release. You click on stage 1, whatever you call that. I created it a few times, so it should be deploy container. But anyway, click create then. And then you go to release. Now I haven't set this up to deploy automatically. So I'm going to just deploy manually for now. And you click on that, deploy, and you click on this, deploy. And that will start running this. Now, if everything goes well, we'll end up with a successful build. And I will either speed this up very quickly or pause and continue. Okay, so now after this has been successful, we want to go check our Azure portal. Go to your container registry that you set up, and then click on repositories. And this is the repository we just published to this Azure portal called Weather Container API. What it does for you, it creates a tag. So this tag will be fixed as long as you don't delete this one in the repository. It will overwrite as well. So if you deploy again, it will overwrite with the same tag. So you copy and paste this from here until the end. You don't need to copy and paste the Docker pool. Only if you want to do it from a remote server, you want to install an instance somewhere else. We want to install the instance on the Azure Container instance. So copy paste that and go back to our DevOps pipeline. We go back to releases. And now we want to add configuration to create a new instance for that image, because it's not running anywhere yet. So we need to do that. Now to do that is you edit your pipeline. And we want to add a new a staging here. So we want to add, I'm going to just create an empty job again. Let's call this start container instance. Okay, and then we go to job here. And the only way to do this, now I will take this step by step. Also make sure that this is a Windows 2019. And then add a new task here on the plus. And we want to have the Azure CLI. So Azure CLI, select that one and add. And then let's go to Azure CLI. You select your subscription. And you can either have a script. If you have a large script, you can have a script that you can save. I'm just going to do inline script in here. And what I will do is I will go step for step through the script. It's actually not very complicated. And I'm just going to copy and paste it into this inline script here. You will have to make it as one line. But I want to show you. So it's Azure Container Creates. You create a new instance of a container. We're going to name it My Weather Container. And you need to select the image. The image that you just copy and paste. This is that image that you copy and paste from your Azure portal. And then your resource group. Our IP is going to be public unless you have a private IP address. We'll use the port 5000. It's a Windows type container. We'll add some memory to it. You don't need to have 3.5. We can just add 1.5. Really, this is going to be just simply returning that temperature data for us. We've got your login server name that I ask you to copy and paste from your container registry. So if you haven't, you can get it there. That registry will also have your username and password that you need to copy and paste. So I'm just going to make this one line so we don't have any errors. Okay, so there was a button here, authorize, that I had to click and just add my username and password. So you probably have to do the same, or create a service connection. Not sure why my service connection doesn't want to work. It's a new subscription. Maybe it needs some time. Click Save. Click OK. And then you can create a release. So just before we click Release here, I'm going to go back to my Azure portal. I just want to show you. So on my dashboard, refresh, there's really absolutely nothing here. So let's go back to create a release from here. And I'm not going to do the staging again. We've already built. So I'm going to just start the instance. We know that the instance, the image is there. We just want to start that instance. Say create. Go to release. I'm going to just click on deploy here. I haven't done it automatically. I'll show you after this how to link all this up to run automatically. Deploy. Okay, so my start the container image is in progress. So let's hope everything works fine as expected. Hopefully no typos in there. Okay, so it ran successfully without any problems. The CLI ran, and this is the output script. It came back, and it created a new instance of. Now, how do we access that instance? Let's go back to our Azure portal, and if I refresh here, you now have a container instance. And this container instance is what's running your API for you, your web API. Click on that. And the way we access this, it will create a public IP for you. You can copy and paste this public IP. But remember, I have used port 5000. So whether a forecast. And there you have your web API returning the information. And that's it, guys, for this video, deploying our container to Azure Container Registry. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and please like my videos and please share. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave it below in the comments. I will find some time. I'm sometimes slow, but I will find some time to help you out. Thanks. See you next time.